Kefi. I represent Nasarawa West Senatorial District. Let me first of all start by commending the chairman and members of the Senate Committee on Finance and National Planning for this wonderful document that is well worked on. But permit me to say that if one or two things that have been lingering in the finances of the government are rightly and correctly put in place, this document would have been way richer than what it is. Because the government would have so much more than what is being generated today for budgeting against 2025. What I'm trying to say here is, we take like Central Bank of Nigeria. Central Bank of Nigeria, because of the ambiguous or controversial ways and means of 30 trillion as the records have, that ways and means, what happened was that Central Bank took from borrower and gave to borrower. Central Bank at that time, in its books, did not have the liquidity to have borrowed that to the government. So what it did was to debit consolidated revenue funds account and credited the TSA. Consolidated revenue funds account belongs to the government. The TSA also belongs to the government. And having done that, it went ahead to securitize the instruments with debt management. And because that instrument has been securitized, as I stand here today, Central Bank from then to now charges consolidated revenue funds with the amount of 650 billion every month. There has been communications between the Public Accounts Committee and Central Bank of Nigeria. The finance team under the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation had met and looked at the document or the communication from the Committee on Public Accounts and drew the attention of Central Bank to do the needful. All efforts to get Central Bank to do this hasn't been in place. You can imagine if the 650 billion, which now has accumulated to over 6 trillion, were to be free for this committee to incorporate it or integrate it into MTF, that means more money for the government. That is one aspect. The other aspect is Federal Inland Revenue Service. In collaboration with NNPCL, petroleum profit tax for a number of years now having been remitted to the right quarters. The committee had written both NNPC and Federal Inland Revenue Service. Federal Inland Revenue Service responded. My distinguished colleagues, this is extremely very important, please. Federal Inland Revenue Service responded with documents that have been typexed and handwritten, acclaimed to be from JP Morgan. This is extremely unacceptable, and all efforts for the needful to be done having been achieved. We've done all efforts. That is why Senator Abdul Yungi said what he said. And on Port Harcourt refinery, our colleagues were there. They saw what they saw. But the question I have the day NNPC said Port Harcourt refinery has commenced operation, how many trucks have been able to lift products from Port Harcourt refinery? Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, technically I have this for this Senate to know about Port Harcourt refinery, and unless and until NNPCL answers this question, we will not be bamboozled into commending or rush into commending NNPC on Port Harcourt refinery. Mr. President, sir, distinguished colleagues, listen to this technicality. A 60-kilometer distribution pipeline from Boni Terminal to PH1, that is Port Harcourt 1, that should supply crude oil to the refinery is not operational because of the leaks and vandalizations. So if you have been barging crude in 5K barrels, barges and evidence does not suggest there is actual supplies of feedstock, where are you delivering the crude to for the frivolous claim of a refinery? Unless, and of course, the OPSEC ROM 94 that is dross and heavy in sulfur landed at Okirikajeti and was sent to Port Harcourt 1 for curing with naphtha condensates. This is the time for the National Assembly leadership on mid and downstream to step in and compel the NMDPRA and Standard Organization of Nigeria to organize a third-party Robin Roundtable for verification of the octane rating and sulfur level of the so-called products trucked out to ensure it complies with AFRI 5 framework. So, technically, what obtains
just a minute. We just finished commending the government. We applauded the president. We applauded NNPC. Now you are
commending the government, not putting a spanner.
So what I'm saying, what you are saying,
yes,
is that there's no evidence of crude supply. How could they have refined product that they never received? We are also saying that we should go ahead to investigate whether indeed there is actually production going on there. I think these are very serious. Senator Nengi, these are very serious allegations and serious observations. So I would like the chairman, Petroleum Upstream,
midstream and downstream should invest in commending the government for Port Harcourt to be back on the stream. But Port Harcourt being back on the stream, what obtains is A standing for A and B standing for B. It is the technicality now we're talking about, so that we don't run for 1 month, 2 months, and then stories come up. But this is an information that I've given to the Senate for the Senate to work on. Verify it so that we move on. We shouldn't be, the tantalization is okay, is enough. We must stand as representatives of the people, because whatever we do here, in as much as it does not provide the needed and required succor to the citizenry, it translates to nothing. So let the needful be done. Committee on Banking and Currency should look at this ways and means. So far, Central Bank has charged over 6 trillion on the interest on securitized instrument with debt management. The records are there. There are communications so far, correspondences between Public Accounts Committee and Central Bank of Nigeria, and of course my Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. Everybody here knows that.
We know our rules. These issues are not for just mere statement. Put something down and submit a report to the Senate for deliberation. Because if you make just a verbal accusation, you'll be talking like people in social media. So please, let's have your report on this. So
Mr. President,
we can take it up.
Mr. President, do not, with due respect, link me to social media when I'm talking serious issues like this.
No, I said your issues are so serious that they should not be just verbal. Did you hear what I said? I said the issues are so serious that it is not good for them to be verbal. Bring a substantive report or motion on it so that the Senate can take an appropriate decision, and then even mandate the committees on public account and the other relevant committees to go and look into the issues you've raised. For instance, the chairman of the committee on banking and Senator Akpabio, I don't know where he's here. So we should be able to know if up to 6 trillion has been paid by the CBN as interest on securitization or otherwise. So there are serious allegations that should not come verbally. They should come in writing, so as CBN will also have the opportunities to defend itself. But outside that,
then thank you very much. But if you have not forgotten, I have sent a document to your office on petroleum profit tax. This petroleum profit tax and what transpired between NNPC and Federal Inland Revenue Service, I sent a document to you more than 3 months ago. Nothing happened.
Okay, so Chairman, public account. Please bring a motion on it. I have gone through your document, and it's not personal. It's for the Senate to take a decision. So bring a motion on it. Distinguished colleagues, let us.
No midstream here.
Chairman, gas. Downstream. And Chairman, gas. I think we must look into this, or maybe after we are through with the MTF, we rediscuss it in closed session in case we have to set up ad hoc committee to immediately move to Port Harcourt.
It's very important.
Come back and report to the Senate, because some of the things you are saying are worrisome. But you have 10 seconds to conclude.
Mr. President. And
rated oil benchmark prices are USD $75 for 2025, USD 76.2 for 2026, and USD 75.3 for 2027 per barrel, respectively. Those in support of recommendation 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Recommendation 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those in support of recommendations 2, 3, 4, and 5 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Recommendations 6 to 10.
Amendment.
Which one?
Recommendation 6.
6, yes. Senator Akpabio.
Thank you, Mr. President.